Right, so welcome back everybody to the big change. This is number 4 in our series, and this week I'm delighted to be talking to Andrea Hodna, the AR team leader from the Newell brands in Prague. I've worked with Andrea and her team for a couple of years now, a combination of in-house training and also with our foundation e-learning qualification. Whenever we meet, what comes through is Andrea's passion for credit and her energy, and this is shared throughout the team and throughout the environment that she works in. In this interview, we explore why empathy and team relations are so important. And here's a little taster of what's to come.
The difficulty of when you have a new team member and you need to do the training, of course that's highly time demanding, and you spend a lot of energy on it, which is quite tough when you need to be sharing screens and not be able to draw on a piece of paper if you need to explain the accountancy or things like this. We need to care about the psychology and how people are actually feeling, because this is obviously a different setup. So I cannot say that I would see a drop in the team's efficiency. Definitely not.
Okay, so let's get going. We hope you enjoy today's discussion. Today I'm talking to Andrea Hodna, who's the collections team leader for the Newell Brands Group based in Prague, Czech Republic. So Andrea, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. And how long have you been at the Newell Group?
It will be actually 5 years.
5 years. Time flies when you're having fun, yeah?
Yeah, it certainly does.
And how many people and what countries are you responsible for?
We've got 20 people in the accounts receivable team, and we are maintaining the AR region, so mainly the countries of UK, Spain, France, Germany, Italy, Czech Republic, and that's pretty much it in terms of the cash collection.
Okay, so from in the recent times with the virus situation, how much have you seen that it's impacted your company?
So in terms of the market that we're in, of course, what we produce is products that are closest to people and their daily use. So we are not feeling that much pressure at the moment. Our sales is still standing quite strong, but we are starting to see some customers which have not been in a strong financial position in the past. This situation obviously transpires into their daily business. So in that sense, we're already starting to see some signs of perhaps negative direction.
Mm-hmm. Physically have to do when this situation changed, was it about 3 weeks ago now? The impact actually about 3 weeks ago when this lockdown situation came about, what physically happened with you guys?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so our company here in Prague is fully established in terms of the home office, because home office is one of our benefits. So I knew very well that my team is more than capable of working from home. In terms of the cash collection side, of course, you need the phone for this, but we are fully equipped because we are using the software that's allowing us to actually dial out from our computers directly to the landlines of our customers. So that element was absolutely fine. It's more the difficulty of when you have a new team member and you need to do the training. Of course, that's highly time demanding, and you spend a lot of energy on it. which is quite tough when you need to be sharing screens and not be able to draw on a piece of paper if you need to explain the accountancy or things like this. And obviously, the eye-to-eye, face-to-face contact is something that's also missed very much.
And how are you dealing with that, staying in contact with your colleagues?
We actually have got a weekly meetings, and I must say that my team is very closely connected. So during the weekly meetings, I encourage the team to actually switch on the cameras so that we can still see each other, and we are in an organized kind of way, sharing updates in terms of our families to make sure that everyone's well on my colleague's side and the team side as well. And we're sharing updates in terms of the business, spreading the message from the management. So I would say being connected every week is helping us tremendously to stay connected, not to forget our faces until we reunite in the office, and more importantly, not to be alien to each other when we finally get the opportunity to reunite in the office one day.
Yeah, I think the interaction is the most important part, isn't it? Have you and the team been able to increase productivity since you've been based at home, or is it pretty much as before?
Mm-hmm. I must say that I'm extremely proud of my team, because I know they literally, and I'm going to say this in a very simple way, they literally work their socks off even harder, simply because obviously time, it's time consuming when you work from home. Some people have got the luxury of their own monitors that they can connect. Some people have got the luxury of not having any children at this stage. I know that it sounds probably weird, but they don't really have any other factors that would be impacting them or applying additional stress. So of course, this is what's helping the situation. But it's me who says to the team members, make sure that you keep your regime, make sure that you don't work more than 8 hours, because obviously we need to care about the psychology and how people are actually feeling, because this is obviously a different setup. So I cannot say that I would see a drop in the team's efficiency. Definitely not. Definitely not the case.
Oh, that's excellent, and that reflects well on you and your management to encourage that. I think it's, in some cases, I think it'd be very tempting to hide behind this situation as an excuse, particularly those that are probably don't have particularly good results from the past, very high overdues. So now here's something they can build into to hide behind it. So good for you. And part of the reason that we're having these interviews is to inspire others. So I think from what you're saying there, if anybody out there is looking for some direction, I'll give them your phone number if they ask.
Vice versa as well. I'm always happy to learn from others. So anything is a great opportunity, because I always say that you learn something new every day. So I'm more than open to actually hear and see how my peers across the region, across Europe are doing, because this is certainly a very challenging time for anybody that's involved.
You're absolutely right. I think that's the community spirit right now. It's important that we get together and we share experiences, for better or for worse.
Wouldn't say any better.
Well, indeed. I'd be interested in your opinion. My view is that, particularly as you said earlier, people that don't have children and so on, that they've now probably got a fair amount of extra time that they would have been commuting, or perhaps in meetings or other office-based distractions, shall we say. So do you think this is a good time for individuals to spend some time actually investing in themselves, doing some training, e-learning, whether it's ours or somebody else's. Do you think this is a time to do that?
Mm-hmm. I would definitely say so. On the other hand, there is something I've just been reading up an article, and there is something that caught my eye, and that is the digital stress. And I think being at home, you can't really take yourself away from your office, if you like. If I take my set out, I'm sitting in my living room, and obviously I don't pack up my monitor and I don't pack up my keyboard when I'm finished with the day. It's waiting here for me, for tomorrow. I would definitely say yes, we can keep educating ourselves, and I think having online trainings is something that's absolutely inevitable, because the state of emergency that we are in now, that's going to last up until what we know today, end of April. But I can only guess how the situation is going to look like when we are allowed to return to the offices. I think we've still got a couple of months ahead of us, and it takes us to the half of the year where we've actually wasted 6 months of external training we could be giving to our staff, to our team members, and I'm not really sure how we're going to be doing the external training. Let's say in July, in August, whether we will be allowed, whether our policy will allow it. So I think. From the point of view of online training, I think this is a new way for us to investigate, to look into, and to pay more attention to.
Certainly, yeah, and not. I mean, obviously, you guys have gone through our e-learning, and you've seen how flexible that is. So, I think, I just have this personal view, and I've tried to do it myself, that because we do have this time that we're not commuting or doing other things, that we should try and use it for something positive.
Sure.
I mean, myself, I'm not saying how wonderful I am, but 2 weeks ago, I actually thought I've been procrastinating on learning my Czech language now for some time, and I realised I don't have that excuse anymore. So for the last 2 weeks, 7:30 every morning, I've been having a 30-minute lesson with my teacher online.
Very good, very good.
Work afterwards. So I'm quite chuffed with myself, but I feel as though I'm actually using the time that normally I'd be traveling. As you know, I come out to Prague and various other places and spend. I travel like 30,000 kilometers a year on the train, so it's actually quite nice to not be doing that, and then to catch up on other things and do that kind of personal stuff for me. Yeah. So I hope others do take it up. I've seen kind of differing opinions. Some organisations just said, no, we're not doing anything till the situation's over. And I do kind of think they'll look back on that and think we did miss an opportunity, but each to their own. So
absolutely.
Would obviously a lot of people, probably even yourself, are experiencing these kind of difficult and challenging times for the first time. How do you think just some idea, how do you think you'll come out of this on the other side? Do you think it'll look into the positives now? That we're doing what we're doing, and a lot of us are talking about 2008 and so on. What kind of positive impact do you think that will have?
Because I've been through during my career through the crisis of 2008, and I know what impact that had on me. So I've got a bit of an advantage that obviously this is not the first time for me, and I'm in general quite a flexible person. And I can adapt to change very quickly. And I always, by nature, I'm quite positive as well. So I always try to see the positive things on what's happening. And one thing that strikes me as well is, for me personally, I feel that once all of this is over, we will all be professionals that have learned how to listen, because now we really have just a tool of our ears. If we really want to get something done, we really need to listen carefully what the other person on the other side is trying to tell us, because we have no facial contact and we just need to listen. So that's one thing for me, and I just think that we will just be better and more down to earth professionals that appreciate work, that appreciate management, what management does for us, how management stands behind us and protects us as well. These things we've been taken for granted, and I think a situation like this is bringing us back down to the beginning, where we appreciate small things.
I think that's a really good point, and I think it's very encouraging that so many things that we look and we will appreciate things more. I mean, one of the good things I see, it's great how nurses and doctors and people like that are actually being really appreciated right now, for their courage and commitment and dedication. But so many things, even just like going out, going to the park, going to the lake. I mean, I think just the lockdown we've had must make us just say thank you for the small things that we have. Have you personally changed any kind of habits or working practices? Are you doing something that you haven't done, perhaps because you've been too busy or so?
To be honest with you, I've had to completely change the way I work, because I'm obviously managing a team of 20 people, which is from a distance quite difficult to do when you are heading in the same direction, right? You still need to be checking that everyone is aligned, and we have many projects ongoing at the moment. So obviously we've slowed down, but that doesn't mean that we've stopped. But we are paying more attention to detail, and what was very significant for me was to articulate and explain myself in a very simple way, so that everyone is aligned and we don't have to waste time double checking, triple checking that we understand each other. So that is obviously something that's been critical, because when you are on a call for an hour and a half, it's very exhausting. So we are trying to cut down on the call. We're always trying to basically utilize the time that we dedicate to each other on the call to the best potential.
That's a good point, and I think what you're saying there is that one of the things that will come out of this is that people will be more empowered, because you can't be there physically all the time through the course of the day. So trust, empowerment, and so on is a natural kind of byproduct of this situation.
Yeah. And another thing that's quite strong for me is that you often think that people have endless possibilities, endless opportunities their side, and you almost see them as machines, as robots. But this is not the case, especially for my team members that have got children. I've actually become very relaxed and very at ease, even if I'm on the call with someone and there is a children screaming, shouting because they're obviously bored out of their minds. I don't mind this. Instead of it being stressful to me, I just say, let the kids scream, it's all right, I can hear you. To be very, very tolerant and empathetic to the person who's sitting on the other side and probably stressed out of his or her mind that, oh my God, my boss is hearing my kids now. I'm trying to be very supportive, and I think this is also creating a good atmosphere that's very much needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the key things for everybody, but particularly team leaders, managers, and so on, is to look after the mental well-being, if you like, of everybody in our care, because it is difficult. We're all a lot of people live in flats and small places, and the weather's improving, so it is going to be it can be a very difficult time. So you're absolutely right. Tolerance and empathy is probably the most important phrases right now.
Definitely. I was just going to say that nobody really teaches you this. Nobody really tells you this. It's just something that you just try to be a better person to the other side as well, because I can possibly imagine what it's like to be in that situation.
Yeah, and everybody has different levels of tolerance. So we're all going to be a bit narky at some point or other, because it's just natural, isn't it? But no, yeah, you're right. And just to conclude, what's been a really interesting conversation this afternoon, what advice, apart from what we've already been saying, what advice would you share with your colleagues in the credit community?
That is very tough, because I'm not used to be in the position to give advices. But I would probably say I would encourage the people share their experiences as well, and be open to be more tolerant and empathetic, because that's something that will make the difference to your team. As this is what I'm seeing in my team. So it's also good to keep the credit community together and share experiences from one another. So that's probably what I would say.
That's good advice. Thanks very much. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for participating this afternoon. Give my regards to the team up there in Prague, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Good luck to you all. Take care.
Thank you.